Good evening. I want to give you an update on my military history project so far. We are making good progress this week. We still don't have it 100% the way we want it, but we are showing forward progress. So let me show you where we are so far. So we've got the main starting slide here, and when we hit the start button, then it goes, and I'll show you through the preview portion in a minute, but we go to the next slide, which is the pre-World War II slide. We go through our layers here, which I'm still in the process of populating, but at least I've got placeholders for them all. So we've got several dates before the war, leading up to the war. So 1922, Dad was born, goes through the Great Depression. Father dies at 16. He graduates high school, goes to Auburn, and enrolls in the ROTC program. February 45, he's shipped overseas, and then gets to England. But the important thing here is that even though I haven't populated this, that on this next slide I have added my button to then move to my next slide, which is the during the World War II portion. So a little bit of overlap here, but in terms of active duty, we've got Fort Bragg, we've got tank driving school at Fort Knox, we've got going to England by way of the Mauritania. Then we've got a few other events that we need to populate with photos there, and also added a button here to get to the final slide there. So we're not exactly to that point yet, but we're getting there. Alright, so then post World War II, we've got when he was in reserves, he got called back for the Korean War. 55, he goes to Parsons School of Design. 58, starts working at Riches. 59, meets and marries mom. And then 1960, starts an interior design firm in Atlanta, which combined his love of textiles and antiques and completes the defining moment that he had from guarding the museum in Austria during World War II. So kind of a cool little story there, but that shows you all of the slides that I intend to populate with photos and to make work. Now I'll show you what's working so far, and so here we go. Alright, so we've got our start page, got our start button, got our dates evenly distributed on our slider, our button stops at the appropriate points. I've got a couple of slides out of order that I don't know how that it looks right, but I don't know what's going on here. I got to fix this. But so we go first slide here, we've got that swapped with the next one, swapped with the next one. 42 swapped, 32 and 42 are swapped. Here, button works, throws us to the next slide, which is the World War II slide, but then these content areas are not showing up. So I've got to get to this point, be able to hit the button here that goes to the final post-war slide. So that's where we stand right now. Made a lot of progress this week with the triggers and making everything line up properly. Still working on the military scrapbooks, editing photos, and getting photos in the appropriate places. So that's where we stand so far, and be happy to receive any feedback that you have. Thank you, and have a good night.